name is Lovely Selina. Once again, welcome to Time with PHESA. Today I have with me one of our big time professors, Professor Victor Antwi, and I'll be interviewing him with my co-host.
My name is Delati Victor. I'm the NATOC chairman for EUW 2022-2023 academic year. Today, we're going to interview one of the best professors, and we are blessed to have him from our department, one of the sons of the department.
We'll be going on a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Hello, lovely people. This is Lovely Selina, the host Time with PHESA, University of Education, Physics Student Association, UW, brings to you Time with PHESA. Here you are going to be bringing you a lot of personalities where you're going to learn a lot from them. Be expecting more on Time with PHESA.
You're welcome back from the commercial break. Like I said earlier, today we are very blessed and privileged to have in our midst the professor of our department, and he's in the person of Professor Victor Antwi. Professor, you're welcome to PHESA TV.
Thank you very much, Delasi.
It's been a long time seeing you, because previously you were with us in level 100, it was with calculus, and all of a sudden I saw you to be the Dean of Science Faculty, and moving forward you are now the Dean of Graduate Students. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
Before we begin the interview, we would want to know a bit about Professor Victor Antwi. Who is Professor Victor Antwi?
Yeah, thank you very much. Professor Victor Antwi is a very simple lecturer in the Department of Physics Education. Actually, I've been there. I schooled here, so I've been in this university for about 29 years or so, as a student, and as a lecturer, as a senior lecturer, and then as an associate professor. So I've taught so many courses. I have also supervised a lot of postgraduate programs and then postgraduate work as well, thesis. If you want to know about my family background too, well, I'm married to Mrs. Teresa Antwi. He's also a lecturer. He's a PhD holder. So Dr. Mrs. Teresa Antwi is also a lecturer he's a senior lecturer anyway at the Department of Counseling and Psychology. Then we have two kids. Firstborn is a boy. Our firstborn is a boy. He's a Kwame Nkrumah. He's doing his master's program at the Department of Electrical Engineering at Kenya University. Then the second, the last, is also a civil engineer. She just completed. Basically, that is the little thing that I can talk about.
Alright, so Prof, so how was your growing up like?
Okay, thank you very much. Lovely. I was born and bred in Kumasi. My parents they are late anyway. Late Michael Antwi and Madam Akosia and Jumwa. I was born in one of the suburbs in Kumasi, Amekom. Yeah, I was born and bred there, so I had all my schooling, everything in Kumasi. So it's my tertiary education. I attended Amekom Division. I was born in Amekom. So there was this local authority, what we call the LA school in Amekom. That was where I had my primary education, and then I continued to another school in the same vicinity called Abrotia Mkoma Butia. That was where I finished my Form 4. And then I went to my secondary education at the TI Media Secondary School, Amas, the one behind the stadium in Kumasi. So that was where I went there from 1 to upper 6. But after upper 6, I decided to go to the training college. So I went to Akokeria Training College. At that time, because of the A-level, they allowed me to go for 2 years instead of the 3 years. So after 2 years, I served for about 2 years, and that qualified me to have a study leave with salary. So with that, I applied to this noble university, and I came here. Initially, I came here to do diploma in science education. Bias in physics. I majored in physics anyway. So it was our time when we were about to finish that we had the 4 year. So they allowed us to do 1 year. The diploma was 3 years, supposed to be 3 years. So afterwards, they asked us to do one more year to make it 4 years. So we started the 4-year program. We started it. Yeah. So afterwards, I was taken as a teaching assistant. Then I started working for the university. Then they also actually helped me to do my masters. And after my masters, I came back. I did my masters at the University of Cape Coast. So I did MPhil physics. So afterwards, they absorbed me into the system as a lecturer. Then after a while, I was lucky to also do my PhD in Utrecht University. It was the largest university in Holland. So afterwards, I came back again. And then I've been still working for the university. I've been working for the University of Education till now.
Wow. Wow, Prof. That's very inspiring. There is a question that we want to ask you. What actually motivated you to chart the path of physics? Because we know physics is one of the most difficult courses when it comes to university education. And for you to go through that particular hurdle to become professor, it's something I want to hear. What actually inspired you?
That is a good question. One of my brothers did physics at Tech. So he created my love for physics. He did it. Actually, anytime he comes from school, he will come and talk so many things about physics, how we can use physics to do so many things, how physics has been helping, in terms of national development or whatever. So that actually motivated me also to do it. And because he was there, he was helping me with some of the many problems that I would encounter. So I developed the interest in physics because of him. So that was the reason why I was motivated to do this. I also had a lot of textbooks because of him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was it because you were good in mathematics, or back in secondary school? I think your time was it A-level or O-level?
Yeah, I did O-level and A-level.
O-level and A-level.
Yeah.
So was it because you were good in mathematics? Could that be the reason you wanted to do physics, or just the fact that your brother came to the house?
I was very much interested in mathematics. I was very much interested. I was a bit good. I was initially good, especially when I went to my secondary school hill days. I was very good. That's what I quite remember. I even took the common entrance when I went to the school. But I lost my father when I was 8 years. My mother was not working, and it was like a very difficult moment for the family. We were 8 siblings, I was the last one. So somewhere along the line, it was more or less like a struggle. That actually didn't help me a bit, because even at the school, what to eat was a problem. You cannot even learn well, and a whole lot of things. So it's also affected my learning ability, and because of that, I couldn't go like the way I was expecting to have been because of some of the difficulties that I had. But I still managed my way. I was trying to do so many things. That is also good, because God knows best. Sometimes if I had kind of cheap, I wouldn't have known where I would have ended. So sometimes you go through some of this hardship to strengthen you, so that in all situations you'll be capable to survive. There are some people whose parents have everything, but they are not able to do it well, because sometimes you need to struggle a bit in some of these difficult moments in order to become self-disciplined in every area that you do. Yeah.
Wow, that actually touches some part of me, because I know what it takes for somebody to be in that situation. I think the story is very touching. But I would want to also ask you this question. Okay. Was your mother alive before you had your PhD?
No, my mother died somewhere in 2001. She died about 22 years ago. Yeah. As for my father, he died. He died when I was 8 years. My mother died about 20. I can't remember when I was doing my masters. I was writing my thesis. There was a time we have had this phone calls. At that time, we had the phone centers. So I can't remember, my wife called to one of the phone centers in the hall where I was residing. So I was there, and then the person was shouting my name, Victor Antwi. So I came out of my room and said I had a call, so I had to descend And I went there and then I received a call with information that I had lost my mother. Yeah, that was how it was. So at the time, I hadn't even finished with my master's. When I was in my final year or something like that, so that was the time my mother died. Yeah.
So in the course of all these difficulties, did you have any regrets in choosing your career path?
No, not at all. I sometimes there are certain things might occur to you. You have to take it in good faith and then continue. Even when I was coming here, people thought, why should I even come to Winneba? Whilst we have TED, we have Legon, we have so on and so forth. But I decided to just come here. And people even think that teaching doesn't pay. But I don't know what actually brought me here, but I decided to come here. Whatever the situation, I will just come. And maybe it was God who was directing me or pushing me into this place. But initially I didn't know. So I haven't regretted a lot. I haven't regretted at all, sorry. At all. I haven't regretted at all. Perhaps if I had gone to other universities, I wouldn't have reached this far. So my coming here has been a blessing to me, and also a blessing to some of you students and a lot of people. So I think I haven't regretted at all. I still give thanks to God for the reason why He brought me here.
So having gone through all this, will you still advise someone, or let me say us, to still follow this path?
Why not? The path that you have chosen is actually the same path that has helped me. So now that you are in the same line, I would advise you to go on whatever that you are doing. The only thing is that you have to remain focused and then make sure you learn well, because the learner can take you far. The only thing that I've seen in modern day students, you have all the things available. You can go to the net and a lot of things that you can read on your own to understand. You need the assistance of the lecturer or the teacher in a very small way. But this is the time that we have seen that students have also become lazy. They don't want to do anything at all. Even assignments, instead of them browsing through the net to give you something extraordinary, no. Some will wait and then they want to dab from what their friends have done. Yeah. So I see most of them as if they are not focused. They want things quick and so on and so forth. But if you are focused and you give yourself an ample time to read and work hard, you end up.
Wow. So you're thinking about the classroom. I remember those times you used to teach us. You are that personality who's very jovial, and then we always recall some of the comments you passed when our friends are doing something in the class. And is it something that's part of you? Is it because you're the last one that made it that kind of? I could feel like you're the type that's very free, open-minded person. You are just with everybody.
Yeah.
Is something that was born naturally, or you acquired it from your parents?
In fact, I used to be very quiet too. I used to be very, I was not talking at all. I used to be very quiet. I used to be very, after the shyness, I think it's even there. I was the shy type. I don't talk, until I got to, I think the secondary school or so. Then I had some few friends and the talking was coming small.
You were training.
Yeah, whether you like it or not, you had to talk. Yeah, so, and you know where I was born and bred. I mean, home is more or less like I don't know how to put it, but a lot of people. We were living in what we call the house where we were living. It was more or less like a compound house, so a three-story building with about 30 rooms with different kind of characters. So you imagine, it's more or less like survival of the fittest. But lo and behold, I was still the quiet type. Everything that I do was, I quite remember anytime there's a fight, I will not involve myself, but people come and fight for me. Because they saw me as a very good person, somebody who doesn't lie, and then people will come to my aid. When I was even at school, people used to love me more, anything at all. I quite remember the primary school, they said I should become the SP. I wasn't even interested in it. They said that my course should become the SP. And when I go to the middle school, they say it's an SP. I said, these people cry, why? But I always try to do my best wherever I go. So when I'm teaching, I don't like the situation where I want people, students don't have to come to the lecture hall with fear. So I want you to feel free. I want to make the lecture so interesting to such an extent that you feel like coming to my lecture. There was a time I was teaching the early childhood students. There was a lady who said, Rob, when this is your time, I will stop whatever that I was doing and then I will come to your lecture just to enjoy. Come and listen and enjoy.
Yes.
At least I will tell them a story which will keep them happy. So I always do that as a means to make students enjoy, and I always try to relate the lecture to real life situations so that people will see practically what we are doing. Yeah, I want students to feel happy all the time. So even though sometimes I may say nasty things, but I will end up by telling them don't put it into heart. I just want them to be happy.
We actually like that. All right, I think you were talking about the fact that growing up, people were asking you to go for positions, SP here and there. I think becoming HOD.
Yeah.
I want to know how you got there. And then fast forward, you give us the route to becoming the Dean of Students and finally the Dean of Graduate Students. And we want to know the road and how everything was like.
The university system is a bit complex. The university actually, there are certain positions which by you have to be appointed by the Vice Chancellor. And usually most of the time the Vice Chancellor will look at in terms of seniority, unless maybe those people, the most seniors have been on retirement. Those in active service will look at the seniors and then will give them the position. Maybe after 2 years, it will change for another people to. So we give positions in terms of seniority. Like I said, I've been here for some time now. So sometimes you'll be there, the VC will appoint you at the HOD because it's your time. And when you are HOD, you didn't be HOD forever. You will do it for a time and then another person will also come and also be the HOD. So if there is a vacancy which is higher than where you are, and the VC thinks that you are capable of doing the thing, then he will push you there. And another person also has to come and then fill up the gap. So the situation is that most of all these positions I was just appointed by the VC to come and hold the position. But once you are given a position, you have to do your best to make sure that things are fine.
Fast forward, I would want to know, because I remember you were vying for one of the positions. Was it the Dean of Students? Was it by election?
Yeah, by election. No, I was, which was done, I think last year.
Last year, yeah.
It was by convocation. Yeah, I want to be a representative on the UEW convocation. So usually, UEW Governing Council. The Governing Council, the convocation members, the lecturers as well as the senior members and the other staff who are not lecturers, we form the convocation. So what we do is that we need to get about 4 people to represent us on the UEW Governing Council. So when it is open, anybody at all is qualified to compete. I think we have about 10 or so that we competed. And then the first 4, the first 4. Oh, yeah. But I completed for.
And I've been seeing some flyers around you. Professor Victor Antwi vying for the position of Pro Vice Chancellor.
Yeah.
Can you educate us?
No, the Pro Vice Chancellor, usually the current Pro Vice Chancellor will finish his term of office by the end of this month. And then we need to get somebody to also take the responsibility after he has finished his term of office. So the BC has to usually nominate 3 people that he thinks they qualify for, they are capable of doing the job. So that's what he has nominated. And then once that is done, then you start going out with your campaign to see whether people will vote for you. Then when they vote for you and then you win, then I think the list will be taken to the council for the governing council to say that this is the person we want, so that you become the next Pro Vice Chancellor. Yeah. So that is in summary, that is all that I can say. So that is what I'm vying for now.
Okay. I wish you all the best then.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And I would want to also how's the campaign going? The campaign, because I don't know how you're doing a campaign, but I've been seeing some stickers around. How's the campaign going?
Yeah, it's actually going well.
Okay.
But the fact is, as for the university, the campaign is nice. It's nice to such an extent that every individual is enlightened in one way or the other. So if the person you tell them what you want to do and they see you to be capable, the idea is formed already. And if they want to give you their mandate, they will give it to you. It's not like the national one where you buy votes and do other kind of stuff. This one, no, they are mature and they know their rights. So once they have the feeling for you that they should be, they will give it to you. You don't need to go and give out monies like the way we do. So it's very nice here. But the problem is, as you go around, anybody that you talk to will give you that sort of confidence. That, if you're not careful, fear delegates will also come in. So, well, it's good. It's good to hope for. But whatever the table turns, you have to agree. I mean, like I always say, when two teams are playing, Ghanaians like that, hey, God is with us, we will win. Yes. You think God is not with the other, God is also with them. Yes. So anybody at all qualifies to win. Once you win, I mean, that is what the people are saying. So we have to accept it. And then we give them our support so that the university will move on. After all, the university is the biggest thing. So we need to make sure that it moves forward. Yeah.
Let me ask you the work of the Pro Vice Chancellor.
Yeah, see, the Pro Vice Chancellor is there to support the VC to achieve his goals. Actually, the VC is the one is the chief executive officer, is the overall boss. So you, under normal circumstances, you will be there to support his ideas. You can offer suggestions, you can give advice, you can assist in so many ways. But actually, whatever that we do is to make sure that the VC achieve his goals and everything goes on well with the VC. Yeah. So you don't have, there are certain specific roles that we play, especially academic work and so on and so forth. But whatever that we do is for the betterment of the VC, is for the support of the VC so that his goals will be nicely achieved.
So in simple terms, I think the Pro Vice Chancellor is just like the Vice President to the President.
Yeah.
You are just a deputy or the Vice.
Yeah.
You support him.
Yeah.
So in case the Vice Chancellor is not there, the Pro Vice Chancellor can take over. Okay.
Right.
This is my third year of being in this institution, and since I came, I've seen you moving from position to position. So may I ask, why are you so interested in working with this institution?
I must say this institution actually made me what I am today. Remember when I completed, it took me as a teaching assistant, and they gave me the opportunity to do my master's. When I came back, it was through this institution that I had the scholarship to do my PhD. Yeah, so I think I owe this university a lot. They have helped me, and I have to also make sure that I'll do my best for the betterment of this university. So there was an opportunity. I can't remember when I was, I don't want to mention, when I was one of the university, they wanted to, I said, no, I can't do that. My life is here. Yeah, there was a time I went to South Africa, and a friend was trying to connect me to one of the schools there. I said, no, I'm grown up. I don't like going to stay away with my family. I just want to be at home. So that here also I feel comfortable. Yeah, so why don't I have to be here? So that is the reason. The university has helped me and I have to also pay back. So it's the payback time. So I have to work hard for this university.
Alright.
Yeah.
Just giving them back what they gave to you.
Yeah,
Okay. Right. That's great. So early on, you said you were married with kids. So may I ask how you are managing your family with this position, since the positions keep going high and higher?
Yeah.
I want to know how you're managing the positions and then the family.
Yeah. I'm very happy. My wife is also a staff, so she understands the nature of the. We have a very fantastic family. We all understand each other. For instance, sometimes we come to the house, everybody is busy. I will be in my room doing my studies, my wife too, my boy too, my girl. So we are there in the house, but everybody is busy doing whatever that is doing. But we still make time to meet, to talk, maybe at the dinner time, or maybe we once decide, oh, let's go here, and then maybe have some sort of relaxation. Sometimes we go and sit by the beach, look at the sea for a while, and then we come back. So today we are going to eat at this place, so let's go there. Then we go there and then we eat. We don't do it quite often. But we are okay. Nobody complains. I think we are happy like that.
You are blessed.
Yeah, thank you.
You are blessed.
Amen. Amen.
And one thing I've observed back at I think level 100 was the fact that I see you to be a very religious person. I keep mentioning God. Tell me about that side of you.
Yeah. But I believe in God a lot, because I think it's by God's grace that we are here. You know, normally grace and mercy. We have grace and then we have mercy. Mercy is when maybe you do something wrong, and then God will have mercy on you, like the way we were all wrong, and then He provided Jesus to come and die for us. So that was being merciful. And there are we have done so many things, but God has been merciful to us. Yeah, and then also the grace is something that you don't deserve, but God will give it to you. Yeah, so I realized in my life there are so many things that I didn't deserve, looking at where I came from, but God has given it to me. And when I sit down and look at some of these things, I become happy. And I said, no, I have to serve Him for what He has done for me. So that has been my motivation in serving the Lord and praising Him and serving wherever I go.
We know that most of our highly educated persons in the society don't like going to church, don't believe in God, because they say He doesn't exist, and those kind of things. So if I may ask, did you take this belief from home, as in your childhood, from your parents, or you chose that yourself?
And that's because normally scientists they are very controversial.
Yeah.
Science are very controversial. And for you to be professor in physics, I think some even those who didn't do science have been saying that God doesn't exist. And you as a scientist, you still believe in that supernatural being, even though you're able to touch it and feel it. It's something you want to know more about.
Yeah, it depends on these things it depends on how you believe it. When it comes to believing, it's something that is very difficult to explain. But I believe some of this because even though scientists believe in there are certain things that they themselves cannot even explain. There are some people who have gone to the hospital and the doctors have declared them that you will die no matter what. Maybe you will die 1 month, 2 months, or 1 week, or whatever. The people didn't die. What explanation do you have to give to them? So as for people have been propounding theories, the theories of Big Bang, those things. Yes. I mean, there's no God. But me, I believe there is God. And that has what I've always believed since my infancy. It has worked for me. So why don't I have to believe? Those people, depending on the theories, allow them to depend on the theories. Yeah, they also have their way of. But I think whether theories or whatever, I still believe there is a maker of this universe. This universe cannot be there just like that. Looking at the way things are happening, no, it goes beyond certain things, and we need to believe that there is God who controls almost everything. Yeah. You might think of whatever that you want to think, but I know some people who also disagreed initially, but later on they turn out to say that no, there is God. If I understood you well, it started from home. Yeah, from my infancy, my brothers were taking me to church. Sunday school. Yeah, I was the quiet type. So I was more or less like, oh, let's go. And it helped me. Actually, I was not involved in so many bad things. Because where I lived, when it comes to bad things like weed smoking, stealing, thieves, those things, all kind of people, we get them around. But never did I join any of these things because of maybe the, like you said, the Sunday school, the churches that we used to go, and then and so on and so. It has helped my life. It has helped to modify me a lot. Yeah. So that is the reason why I said there's God.
Talking about Sunday school, let me send you a bit back, maybe about, let's say, 50 years back. Do you still remember your favorite Bible verse from your Sunday school teacher?
Oh well, still John 3:16. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son.
Very popular.
Yeah,
really,
John
that was back and then Sunday school. Wow. All right.
I want to know your family size, then your greatest achievements, and the role your family played in you getting there.
Thank you very much. You mean the family side? I hope you mean the
nuclear family.
The nuclear family. Okay. We have two kids, one boy, one girl, and then myself and my wife, so we are 4. And then the role they played in.
Your greatest achievements.
Your greatest achievement.
My greatest achievement. Oh, my greatest achievement. I don't have greatest achievement in my life.
Because you are still going.
No, I haven't achieved anything. I see myself as still
there.
Yeah, still learning, still going now, still. So I don't consider those things very well. I think there are more. When somebody says the sky is the limit, I mean the sky is my starting point anyway. So I think there's nothing like greatest. Maybe well in terms of greatest achievement is to. I have helped a lot of people, family members, friends, to also be happy in one way or the other. So when people are happy, I also become happy. Then there are those things that I will consider as my greatest achievement. Well, yeah. But in terms of these are things that we will leave them. And
vanity.
Yeah, they are vanity. The Bible says they are vanity. Only that sometimes we are greedy. We want to acquire so many things at the same time. But well, all these things are vanity. You die and then you leave them. And even if you are not careful, your children might not even look at it. They may say they don't want it. In terms of where you built it, or where, as modernity too strong, realize that it's an archaic. So you have to go for the modern ones. So you can acquire a lot of things, but if you don't have Christ in you, then it means you may not enjoy in the future. I see this world to be, it will by all means come to an end. So here we have sufferings, we have backbiting, we have killings, we have so many things. The Lord has assured us that you don't want to see those things, then live a righteous life, so that when you die in the future, you go to heaven. Heaven, there's nothing of that sort, no lies, no killing, no backbiting, and you will live there forever and ever. Why don't we struggle to go there? So that is maybe that will be my greatest achievement.
Wow.
Going to heaven.
Yeah. We'll be able to make it.
Okay, so we know that going higher comes with a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
So if there were any challenges, how did you overcome them?
As for challenges, yeah, it's also part of our life. You can't go without any challenge, but the Lord has assured us that the challenges will come, but you will find means by which you go over these challenges. I don't know whether it is a monetary challenge. Sometimes sicknesses will come. You fall sick, you go to the hospital, and by faith you get well again. The only thing is that you don't have to give up. Whenever there's any difficulty or whatever, you don't have to give up. There was a time in my youthful age, I quite remember there was a lesson that I learned something very important. We used to go to catechism, and then the catechism, where I was thinking they would have put me, they learn things by heart. So I wanted to join them, but they put me among the grown-ups. There they were explaining things to them. I didn't like that one. I had wanted to be with those who will learn what is this, then you recite it. So when the exams was approaching, I knew no, this one I won't pass, so I dodged. I didn't go. But do you know what happened? They didn't do any exams. Okay. So they passed all of them. So I decided I won't give up. Whatever the situation, I will continue until they tell me that no, you can't get it. So I don't give up easily because of what I learned from that experience. And I think you also need to learn it. There might be some little challenges or whatever. You should consider them as part of life. And then continue to move on. Like exams, you write exams, and then one day you can be referred. Don't let it discourage you. After all, a lot of people have been referred in an examination before. So let it be your encouragement and learn higher. I mean, sometimes what we do is that we allow things to overcome us so much. If we do that, then you will never go higher. But whatever that comes your way, sit down, analyze the situation, know where the shortfalls were coming from, and try to hurdle over that, or try to put things in place so that it wouldn't become a challenge anymore.
What is your greatest fear in life?
That is a good question. Greatest fear in life is to maybe that I'll be able to help people all the time. I want to help people all the time. So my fear is maybe a time will come that I wouldn't be able to help people. That is my greatest fear. But I believe it will never materialize. I'll be in the position to help people all the time. Yeah. It's great.
We are about wrapping up.
Yeah.
But in your academic ladder, I think you are climbing very high and at a very faster rate. Do you have any level that you would want to reach maybe before retiring in your academic ladder, like positions? Because now that you're vying for the pro vice chancellor, probably there's another one that you are actually heading towards after that. Is there anything like that? And then how many years are we looking at?
In terms of age, even if I win this election, I become the pro vice chancellor. I think that will be the last position that I made. Okay. Because my age, I'm 57 now.
Okay.
So this provinceship, if I'm able to get it, I'll go and spend 2 years. That will be 59. I wouldn't get an opportunity to change. Yeah, and even if you want to become the vice chancellor, you need 4 years, so that at least when you go there, you can spend at least 1/10. Yeah, so I don't qualify. For VCship, I don't qualify. Yeah, the only thing that I qualify is the pro VCship. Okay. Yeah, so maybe that is where I will end up in terms of position. And when you go to pension, you don't get any appointment or position. So that one, you can only teach. You can come and teach, and unless they want to give you a position. But I don't even agree to that. Once there are active young lecturers around, they should be given to them and not those of us on pension. Unless, of course, maybe there is a serious need that there's nothing that they can do about it. But I think there are a lot of active people, those people in active service. We should consider them and bring them into the scene more. Yeah.
Wow, that's very inspiring. Wrapping up, we would want to have your word for young academicians and people who admire you.
Yeah.
Want to give them a word of encouragement.
What I would say is that now the youth, when I see the youth, there are so many youth that you see, young person, and the person, nobody knows the kind of job that the person does. He's not doing any job. He has his building, he has his car, and you don't know where he's getting those things from. And then very soon you hear the person has killed himself or the person has died or something of that sort. When you look at some of this betting, a lot of youth are into betting. The other time I was talking to a friend who is a radio repairer or something like that. And he said, now the youth, they don't want to come and learn this kind of job. He had some children that he was training, then all of a sudden they stopped and they decided to go to do this sports betting because they think they can get a lot of money from it. Even you can get money, but it can't help you. It can't give you what you may need in future. So I think the youth nowadays, if you are a student, continue to learn. Don't allow any of these small things, wealthy things, the sakawa and the betting, sports betting, those things to attract you. Don't go into it at the expense of your studies. No, you will not benefit. Even if you benefit, maybe for a very short time, for a transient moment, you will need something that will help you for the rest of your life. So continue with your education, learn well, and make sure you can proceed further to get your master's, your PhD, and then you also become like us in future. So work hard onto that, and don't look at those people using bad means, because the Bible has said that if you use bad means to acquire something, it's just like maybe another bird or whatever lying on the eggs of a different bird. When they are hatched and they grew, they realize that they don't belong to you, so they will move away from it. The same thing happens to us. If you go for something that you are not fully mature to use, to get to a time, you wouldn't know how to take care of it, and all of them will vanish from you, and you come back to square one. So, be focused, make sure you want to achieve whatever you want to achieve in the future. God will help you by prayers, by request from God. You will get to the position where you want to be, and have a joy in your heart all the time. Amen.
I've learned a lot today from today's interview or interaction with you. I've learned a lot in a way that we shouldn't let our challenges, our problems define us. We should stay focused. We should learn new traits and not do bad things. We shouldn't be betting, and we should also depend on God. But it's such a great motivation. Thank you very much for your time with us on Time with PHESA. We are very grateful.
The time with the PHESA TV, I've been getting, I think Isaac has been sending me some of the things to you, and I said, oh, you are doing a great job. You are trying. Who knows, maybe this is the beginning of an important thing coming your way. Before you are aware, it becomes very big. I mean, some of these things started like this, and gradually now they have a Facebook, they have a Google, they have so on and so forth. So who knows? I pray that it becomes something important.
Amen.
And as you are also doing, you are also on the job training. Who knows? You end up being a newscaster in UTV or GH1 or whatever.
Okay, Professor Victor Antwi, we are very much grateful. Viewers, today comes the end of Time with PHESA with our very own Professor Victor Antwi. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is PHESA TV. Go there, you like, and then you comment. We'll be expecting you to do that for us. And then there'll be subsequent interviews that will come your way. Keep on watching PHESA TV.